Hey guys, it's Morgan. Welcome to another weekly Shlog here at Highland Cycles in Montrose, Colorado. If you're new here, this is my weekly vlog or shop vlog, Shlog, that I do here in our little tiny motorcycle shop in Montrose, Colorado, where I show you all kinds of cool dirt bike stuff that we work on, tool reviews, tips and tricks, mail time, all kinds of stuff happens in these Shlogs. So if you're new, please stick with us, give us a shot, watch the end of the video, and maybe consider giving us a subscribe. If you've been here forever, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so next on the lift are a set of forks that we valved with TBT valving. They're actually KYB inserts into WP forks. We valved them, and Eric likes the valving in general, but it's a little bit stiff. It's a little bit harsh. It's more of a race setup. So we are going to dial this in because it's actually going on his rally race bike. And while he is going fast on that, it's a little bit different. We set up two sets of forks. One he put on a 450, more just trail bike. He likes that one. We're getting that tuned in with clickers. He likes that a lot. This one though, for the rally bike, he's like, nah, it's just not quite right. So let's pull this thing apart to show you guys what we're doing to change that up. All right, guys, we got her all apart. Well, I got the mid-speed apart. We will show you the compression valve too. But there is the difference. This down here is what we had in there. That up there is what we're putting in. You can see it is pretty different. Yeah, pretty different setup. We don't have a crossover, like a big crossover here anymore, at least I don't think. All right, guys, I had this out of place. So this is the original one, and we had the crossover was right here, right before these face shims. This one, the crossover is much earlier before those, and this is the compression side here. This is the rebound side. More face shims. Crossover's a little bit different shape for sure. But yeah, that is the big difference, guys. So I'm not going to go into everything about it, but this rally setup should be, it's going to be better for that high speed, like moving really fast down a gravel road and being really plush for the little rocks, like the little choppy things that might squirt you side to side, but then still take a big G out. If you're paying too much attention to your road book, you're not looking where you're going, whatever, all the things that can happen on a rally bike, it will still catch that and keep you from just going over the bars. So like I said, I will pull the compression apart and show you that here in just a second, the difference between that. But I'm gonna get this back together and then we'll get the compression apart. Oh, and I did realize I got the wrong diameters here for these. They're supposed to be 6mm. Those are 8s. Laying them out for YouTube. I'm gonna fix that and then we'll put it back together. All right, guys, got the compression apart. So here is our previous stack here. And again, these are our stacks. This is our other valving. It's not some other company's, ours valving, but now we're going for rally stuff. You can see this transition up is a little bit differently. This ramps quickly up, and this one takes a little bit longer, starts bigger up, and then you can see it gets here. Now these actually, we called for more of these thinner, but I ended up going with thicker ones. Were out. You can go with, you can substitute different thicknesses to get the right flex. So, but and then we have one face shim holding it off of this piston, just a tiny bit to let, so it's relatively thick face shim setup to kind of add resistance, but we're holding it off by one thin little guy to let it move a little bit easier. So it's pretty cool. And then again, like I said, these four equal about 12 of the thinner ones. So it's, yeah. If you're a suspension guy, you know. If you're not, don't worry about it. So again, this is more for being nice and plush over that real small chop, that first section, like first movement of the wheel. We want that really, really plush on those little things as you're going fast, but then take a big hit and not freak out. So pretty excited about this. Can't wait to get this on the bike and get a report back from Eric, and hopefully he really, really likes it. So I'm gonna put this all back together, do the other fork, and then we'll get on to the next job. All right, guys, so next on the lift is actually my kid's bike. Thomas is working on his YZ250, putting the top end in it. And we got our buddy Colt over here. Looks like he's struggling with some plastic. We're doing plastics and graphics for him. Tonight we're staying late tonight, so get some YZ work done. It's Blue Crew night, and yeah, I'm loving it. Let me show you. There is Tomas's top end. It looks pretty good. Here, rotate that thing over for me. Huh? Rotate that kickstarter so we can see the piston. There you go. It's been in there a while, probably 80 hours, which is a little too long on a YZ, but honestly, they hold up just fine. I like to do YZs every 50 to 60 hours. There is the head. I cleaned it up a little bit already, got the carbon, some of the carbon off. We'll clean it really good before we put it back on. And if you guys are wondering, we're running with an OEM, or no, actually we're a Vertex piston. Yeah, Vertex piston, Athena gaskets, and a Wiseco top end bearing. And yeah, it's going to be like brand new when we're done. And we got a race coming up that this kid needs to win. So we're, I think he's gonna. He doesn't need to win because it's all for fun, but he's been winning a lot this year. So yeah, I think he's probably got a pretty good chance at the win, and he's gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna be up in Grand Junction. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say that. Fair enough. I don't want to jinx it. Regardless of what happens, he's gonna have fun and go fast. So that's the important part. All right, so I'm gonna help these guys. It looks like I need to help Colt the most because plastics are kicking his butt. But look at him over there. It's the mullet that does it. Yeah, anyway, this is what we do at night. So yeah, we'll get on to the next job. I'll show you any more of this. It's real interesting. All right, guys, you got it back together. Quick deal though, bets. How many kicks do you think?
I don't know.
Just take a guess.
3.
Okay, here, I'm gonna tighten this down. Lean this way a little bit. There we go. We'll tighten this one so you can really get on it. So Thomas says 3. I'm gonna say 2. Colt, what do you got?
4.
4. All right. So yeah, make sure, is the gas on? Okay, gas on, choke's on?
Yeah.
Choke's on, all right. 1, 2. Yeah, 3. That was you, right? Nice. 3 kicks it was. Things sound so good. This thing is absolutely wicked sounding with that power core. Oh. It's not legal on public land, but we've been doing a lot of racing on private stuff, so he's been able to run that. We got to pull it off for the next race, though, because it is definitely on public. So, all right, guys. Yeah, we'll get on to the next job. All right, guys. So next on the lift, first of all, I got G-Love here. G-Love. The boys are back. It's next morning, and Colt's putting his graphics on, and Thomas is helping him and finished up his bike. Put his spark crusher silencer back on. I'm working on this Beta 300RR. Let me show you what's wrong with it. So that's no good. And let me show you what happened. This is a brand new bike. He went to set his sag, and if you guys know, you know, but you are not supposed to do this on the bike because as you twist the spring down and get it all done, okay, great, you get the sag set, preload on spring. Then if you go to tighten this down, it will loosen the shock body from the top. And that's what happened. Blew oil everywhere. Seems a little silly, not anything I've ever seen on any other bike, but the sack shock is, well, it's just that. It's a sack shock. It's not that great. So I'm going to pull that thing off, and I'll show you how we fix it. All right, guys, so here's the shock. You can see right there. You can see that little O-ring poking out. So, like I said, when you are filling with this to get the preload set, that usually I think is fine. It's when you go to tighten this lock ring down tight against that and you hit it with a punch or whatever, when it grabs, it spins this thing and undoes it. So, never seen that before. KYBs don't do that because it's all one piece, and KTMs, they are 2 pieces, but I've never seen that happen. So, we're going to disassemble this thing, get it all cleaned up, go ahead and put new seals all through it, recharge it, and do all that. And hopefully I'm gonna put a whole bunch of real nasty stuck nuts on that and see if we can't keep it together. All you, look at that whole thing. Look at that, guys. So it's gonna be. I want to get this apart before that comes all the way apart. So I'm gonna have to get some other wrenches to hold that, spin it, and yeah, this is dumb. Nice.
And they are alive. We did figure that out.
All right, there we go, guys. I can just spin this off. So that should not be possible. There should definitely be some thread locker on there. But we got a whole seal kit, got new O-ring, because this one's probably okay, but I'm not going to take a chance. I'm going to do all new stuff and put it all back together. We'll go get this clean in the ultrasonic, and we'll be back to reinstall everything. All right, guys, got it all cleaned up. Got a new O-ring. Looks like it's yeah, got a new O-ring here. Now we're gonna put some stuck nut thread locker. Remember, don't buy Loctite. One of the family members of that family that owns it is a royal piece of crap. So I'm gonna screw this thing together, get it nice and tight, and we're gonna bleed this shock like we would bleed any other shock. And then when we install it, we're gonna make sure we don't do the whole thing on the bike and even mess it up. All right, guys, got the shock all done. We got an M59 up front and moose balls, and a JX8 and moose balls in the back. So this 300RR is now ready to rock and roll. It's a weird deal with that shock. I've never seen one do that. I'm hoping that, well, I set the sag back, or the preload back where it was. So hopefully we don't even have to mess with that again. But I also put thread locker on, red thread locker on that shock body, so hopefully that's not a problem anymore. But that's a weird one. So if you guys have a Beta with a ZF or a Sachs shock, it's Sachs. I don't know why they call it ZF. It must be the model. But anyway, if you have one of those, make sure you don't adjust the preload and then jam that nut. So what you can do, I talked to some Beta people who know more about Betas. So what you can do is, instead of tightening that top one that way, which loosens this from the top, you can actually bring this back up and go right with it, and that'll jam against that and basically do the opposite, right? So, and that'll help you. So anyway, it's all ready to go. Let's get on to the next job. Hey guys, so next on the lift or ground here is my bike. For a quick deal, I am taking the ECU out of it and I am sending it to TSP. I'm so excited. TSP and I have talked. And I'm really, really amped to let you guys know they're sending me both a medium compression head, a high compression head, and they are reflashing my ECU how I want it. Now, I'm not going to go deep into it. I talked to Steve Boardman at South Bay Motor Performance, who is the U.S. distributor for TSP, and I talked to him, and he told me all kinds. It's really cool. It's really cool what they're doing with these bikes, with the map switch and all that stuff. So I'm not going to go deep into that because I'm going to do a whole video series on like what comes in the box, how to install the head, what the ECU does, how it feels, testing, beating on the thing, hammering on the thing. You guys know I absolutely beat the crap out of the stuff I test because I want to give real information to you guys. So today all we're doing is yanking this ECU out of here and sending it to South Bay in California. Boom. Just like that, super easy. Yeah, let's get this thing in a box and get it out to them, and then get on to the next job. All right, guys, so I've got a 500 KTM here. The gentleman who brought it in forgot his key. He lives over in Fort Collins. He wants to go ride. So we are going to hotwire this thing so he can get through the weekend. I'll show you what we're going to do that. All right, guys, so normally when we're doing something like this, we have the key, and we can use the key to turn this switch on and off and check voltages, or check continuity on things. But normally a key like this, it's just got 4 wires. Normally what it's doing is it's connecting 2 wires and disconnecting 2 wires. The connection is for the power to the bike, and then the disconnect is for the kill switch, because it'll like kill it if it's connected, just like a normal kill switch. Like most kill switches, you know, when you connect, they connect to ground the ignition and kill it. So when you turn the key to on, it connects power and then opens up power. So I'm going to guess, because I don't have the key to, you know, test this thing, and yes, we are doing some guessing, but here is the plug, and I'm just looking here. We got green and red, white. I'm gonna think maybe green and red, white are the connections. So let's go. Let's see. I got a Yama clip here, just a paper clip. I learned that phrase when I was at MMI. We're just gonna connect red, white, and green and see if we get power. Nope. So then we'll go red. Let's go here. Oh, there, it turned everything on. All right, so that works. Here's the question though. I don't want him, I could just jump those. I could just tie those 2 wires together with a little jumper lead, make it work. But I don't know if it's gonna kill the battery when I turn it off like this. So I think it will. If I just turn this off, I'm gonna see. I think the whole thing will turn off. So there's no power anywhere. And I can check, I'll check the amp draw on the battery, make sure we're not doing that. But I think if we do that, and if I listen, yep. So that's it, guys. That's all we got to do. That is going to work out really well for him, because it's going to not take me much time, so I don't have to charge him much. We're just going to build a little jumper lead for there, and then we're going to clean this all up, you know, so nothing touches anything like on my bike when I was popping fuses. Make sure it's all good, and then when he gets home and gets his key back, he can just unplug our jumper lead, plug this thing back in, and be good to go. I think, yeah, nothing at all turns on or off when you do that. So there we go. Pretty easy solution. If you forget your key, guys, it's easy. These are not bulletproof anti-theft devices. So yeah, that's going to be an easy one. I have something to show you guys, a little bit of mail time. It's been a while since we've had any mail time, but I want to show you something rad that I just got in the mail from a friend of ours named Tyler Humphreys. Check it out, dude. It's Moose Juice. He comes from a petrochemical background. He also races dirt bikes, and his kids race dirt bikes, and they've been using Mooses for a long time, and they've used the normal lube, they've used Murphy's, they've used all kinds of other stuff, and he's like, man, I got to be able to come up with something better. So he came up with this, he sent it to me, we're going to try it out. I love the fact that it's in a giant big bottle. That means there's plenty to throw on there, and it's really cool. It's a I'll read you the back real fast. Moose juice is specifically formulated to increase the life of moose inserts and tubes. Standard tire mounting compound will dry out and overheat inserts, dramatically reducing life. The moose juice, use this with every tire change, and it will be good. I'm excited. It's moose-juice.com. I'll put it right here on the screen if you want to check it out. He's out of Springfield, Missouri. I'm really stoked. Thank you so much, so much. I cannot wait to try this. You guys make sure you subscribe and notifications and all the YouTube-y kind of stuff, because we'll be doing full reviews on this stuff. I'm really excited to try it. Honestly, anything that hopefully is a little bit less money and will make the mooses last a long time would be rad. So I got to change a tire on that 500. We got that all done. The button's working great. So I made a little jumper. Sorry I didn't show you. It's just a wire with 2 little bullets that go in there, and it's heat shrink so nothing touches anything, and it solves the problem. It's all good for now. I'll get this tire changed and we'll move on to the next job. All right, guys, next on the lift is this KLX 230. We're doing fork seals and an oil change. But I want to take a quick second to mention, and if you guys haven't seen my other video, I am so excited that we are now part of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC family. We have an affiliate link through Rocky Mountain now. So you guys, if you want to help support us and also get smoking deals on parts anywhere in the country, and earn points towards getting free stuff and all the good stuff that Rocky Mountain does, and get their amazing customer support that they provide for all of you guys. If you get the wrong part, they swap it out. I had a problem with one of my temp gauges, like I don't know, whatever you call it, the actual monitor that tells you what temperature your motor's at, or the radiator's at, to turn the fan on. I had one go bad. They sent me one. I had it in like 2 days, I think. It was really fast, maybe 1 day. It was crazy fast how fast they got that to me when it failed. No questions asked, didn't ask for the old one back. They just fired another one off. So they're a great company. I've been using them for a long time on buying OEM parts when my local shop can't get them fast enough. And I do want to say, guys, I really want you to support local, right? Local is important. Local is what is going to keep this country afloat, is supporting our local companies. But if you don't have a good shop, or if they can't get the parts, or whatever, all the different things that might lead you to going online to get something, please consider Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and please consider using our link. It's here on the screen, although that doesn't mean much. It's in the description right below here. Go there, put that as your default to go to Rocky Mountain, and it will help us a ton. It'll help me do even more cool videos, maybe buy some more bikes, do more tests, buy cool tires to try out, buy crazy parts for stuff. Anyway, I'm so thankful, so grateful for Rocky Mountain. I really appreciate that. And I will be putting links to specific things in descriptions of videos, like for instance, that Talon tire. That was amazing. Go to that video, go to that link. You can buy that tire using our link. It's just whatever. That's a great tire. Anyway, lots and lots more to come. I'm really excited about it, guys. So thank you guys. And it's all because of you. I couldn't possibly be a part of that if I didn't have you guys watching these videos. They wouldn't even look at me as an influencer, or whatever you want to call it, without my audience. So audience, thank you. I really appreciate you guys very much. All right, now let's get these forks off. We're just doing a service. This person's actually had this bike for a while. They just think it's time to change oil and seal, so we're going to do that. I'm going to pull these off. We'll go over to the bench and show you how that happens. These are actually kind of cool because they're just simple damper rod forks. Take our spring out. Hang on. Oil is wanting to come out, so take this, tilt it up. Set this in our tray. Then we're going to turn it over, pump it up and down, dump as much oil as we can out. Now we should be able to slide hammer. Boom. There we go. And this is the damper rod. So we're going to flip it over. Take that out. Basically just like a modern inverted fork, just flipped over the other way. The big difference though is with the damping. This is how this fork does its damping. It's got holes up here It's got a little hole down in here, and then this piston moves through the oil and it pushes it out here to go by, and that's what controls how fast it moves in and out. So it's very, very crude, very simple, but actually it works just fine for a bike like a KLX 230 when you're not really riding that bike hard. It's not a race bike, it's not a high performance bike. So actually these things work really good, and there's not a lot to go wrong. So I like that a lot. All right, guys, that's the end of the week, the end of the Shlog. Thank you so much for joining me for this week. I really appreciate it. That was a lot of fun doing some suspension stuff. That was really cool. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun. If you did and you're new here, consider subscribing. It does make a big difference for us. It's free. It's the best way possible for you to support us. Also, if you like shopping at Rocky Mountain ATV MC, check out the link below. We have an affiliate link. It makes a big difference for us. If you use that, we get a little bit of a kickback. Massive thank you to Rocky Mountain. Massive thank you to you guys who use that. I'm going to be making a video showing you guys how to make that like an actual app on your phone. So you can just click that and it goes right to our affiliate link, and how to set it up on your home computer. So I'll do that here soon. Probably be on the next Shlog. But yeah, anyway, I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. I really, really, really hope you get out and spread the gospel of two wheels. And I desperately hope that what we're doing here is inspiring you guys to work on, but more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes.